Spending 24 hours stranded on a centuries-old island inside a haunting, huge abandoned hospital was a night we'll never forget. We explored Boston's infamous Long Island Hospital, a sprawling complex with over a dozen different buildings that date back to over 100 years ago, when this place was considered the end of the road for the city's most notorious criminals, the insane, and the poor. Considered by many to be the real Shutter Island, its dark and troubled history dates back to over 400 years ago, when it played a crucial role in what would become the first of 3 long, grueling civil wars. Long Island's isolation, location, and the hospital's sordid history have attracted the attention of paranormal investigators, thrill seekers, and of course, urban explorers from all corners of the globe. Their curiosity pushes them to use the most extreme of measures just for a chance to lay eyes on the old allegedly haunted hospital. Some daring people have taken the exhausting hours-long kayak trip and navigated the treacherous, shark-infested ocean waters to come see all that lie within the hospital's decaying walls. The fact that one can only access the island by these methods certainly solidified its reputation as being one of the hardest locations to explore and one of the most sought-after abandoned hospitals in the entire world, setting it far apart from anything else like it.
We were supposed to be kayaking to this abandoned island. I spent like $400 on an inflatable kayak. But as you can see, 30 to 40 mile an hour winds today. That's basically the only day we had on this trip to try this hospital on an island. So luckily, Mooney was able to get us a boat ride. Right now we're at the marina, about to get on a boat and then get dropped off at this abandoned hospital. We gotta stay for 24 hours because we can't get a boat ride back until tomorrow night. So, let's see how this goes. It's pretty damn windy out here. We would have died in the kayak out here today, especially an inflatable. But we're ripping. There it is. I think we got it on this one. Here we go. Here. Hold on. Yep. All right. You're saying go off the front?
Yeah, right off the front. I'll just have John hold it. I'll drag it up.
Here, I'm gonna grab your bag. Go ahead and spill his coffee.
With the allure of the remote island continuing to capture the imagination of all who dare to venture out there, Long Island Hospital continues to stand as a haunting reminder of the fragility of human existence and the enduring power of time. The history of Long Island Hospital in Boston, Massachusetts dates back to the early 1600s when it was first settled by the Puritans and Native Americans. In 1634, during the heydays of colonization, the city of Boston took ownership of Long Island. Then parcels of the land were leased and eventually sold to local farmers. But things would all change for the island in the late 1700s when it became a defensive stronghold during the American Revolutionary War, and then again in the late 1800s when it was used as a military camp during the Civil War. Following the Civil War, the need for a dedicated facility to care for the sick and injured became obviously and increasingly apparent. At that time, medical knowledge was still in its infancy, and diseases such as tuberculosis, cholera, and the whooping cough were running rampant in the region. So in a direct response to this growing public health crisis, In 1882, the city of Boston began acquiring land on nearby Long Island, an actual long, narrow island situated approximately 6 miles out into the abyss of the Boston Harbor. The hospital was specifically chosen to be built on the 225-acre Long Island, as the strategic isolation would allow for patients to be treated without the fear of a huge outbreak where many people would be in direct contact with the contagions. Look at some of the exterior of the buildings here. Road to Recovery 2014, almost 10 years ago. So this hospital, in its final days, about 10 years ago it closed, was a drug and alcohol treatment center. After my own heart. Look at this board. Repping AA and NA. All the drugs. This is pretty cool. Opioids. It works if you work it. Sober. In order to secure the island, the city was forced to evict squatters conducting illegal activity and trade, as well as a small Portuguese fishing community. After a few years of debate and reconfiguring use for the island, in 1894, finally, the Long Island Almshouse was established. The Long Island Almshouse provided shelter and health care to immigrants, criminals, alcoholics, the disadvantaged, and to the indigent and poor. There are numerous conflicting stories from this era, some even claiming that the almshouse residents suffered from a variety of abuse and neglect at the hands of not only other residents, but from the staff, who sadly were the same people that were responsible for ensuring their safety and well-being.
So we're in the first building right now. It's right on the water. It's really cool. Beautiful view out the window.
It is also rumored that some of the patients even lost their lives due to the physical abuse, starvation, and medical experimentations. Unfortunately, these cases were not unique in just the island alone, as this same type of disgraceful treatment was an all too common theme within most hospitals during that time period. Luckily, the stories and rumors of patient mistreatment didn't derail the institution's mission of actually helping people. In the years following, patient safety and care drastically improved, and it quickly became overcrowded, leading to a much-needed expansion. By 1924, the hospital complex had gradually extended to now include over 20 different buildings, including residential buildings for staff, so they could temporarily reside on the island without having to boat back and forth to the mainland. An account of the buildings at this time lists the superintendent's house, an institution building, men and women's dormitories, men and women's hospital buildings, a chapel, a powerhouse, a recreation center with a library, shelter buildings, laboratories, and even a morgue. The immediate land surrounding the hospital was cultivated for the use of both crop and animal production for its nearly 500 patients. It was also at this time that the hospital began focusing on the treatment of chronic and infectious diseases, and the name was switched to Long Island Hospital to reflect this change, which still stands today.
Look at all these files. Homeless services. There's a lot of paperwork right there. Let's keep it moving. There is just so much here to shoot. I came here 4 years ago. Yeah, about 4 years, over 4 years ago actually, to do a video. And I drove all the way up here from Philly. was about 7 hours after work, right through the night. And then got to the boat ramp, and we got dropped off at, around sunrise. And I crashed as soon as I got to the island. I slept for like 3 or 4 hours. I couldn't even walk. I was so tired. I was falling asleep standing up. So it wasn't the best experience or explore. I was just so tired I couldn't get into the mindset of taking good photos. So hopefully this time, now that we're here for a full 24 hours, we have about 2 hours of daylight left, and then it'll be nighttime. Then we'll wake up early and shoot all day here, and then get picked up tomorrow, same time we got dropped off. Here's one of the kind of famous photos. It's this skylight with these steps. There's a set of steps on both sides. So you would shoot it from one floor down, which I'm about to go down there and take a photo in a few minutes. We'll see what's left up here. Some crutches. There's nothing in here. A lot of these rooms are really going to be empty, so I'm definitely not going to show you guys every single room. I mean, there's hundreds, if not probably a couple thousand rooms on this island, and they're all just empty for the most part. But then you have some stuff here, these staff lockers, and here's an office. Still has a lot of stuff left in it.
By the 1950s, the hospital had expanded its services and facilities, eventually becoming a leading healthcare institution in the Massachusetts region. The hospital had even created a residential substance abuse treatment center, which continued to operate until its final closure. But the hospital's primary focus was still on the treatment and prevention of both infectious and contagious diseases, which was still a major public health concern at that time. The hospital's commitment to providing high-quality care for its patients with tuberculosis led to the development of innovative treatments and the establishment of a dedicated tuberculosis unit. This state-of-the-art unit would go on to become a model for many other healthcare providers and help to significantly reduce the spread of the disease in the region. Sadly, this would all come to an abrupt end. In 2014, the hospital was forced to shut down all operations due to the safety concerns related to the Long Island Bridge's unstable infrastructure. This closure had a profound impact on the local community, as many residents relied on the hospital for their healthcare needs. The official closure and subsequent 2015 demolition of the crumbling Long Island Bridge surely sealed the hospital's fate after over 140 years of support and care to Boston's most underserved and oppressed populations.
This is the clinic here. You can see there's like foot braces and medications and vials. A bunch of suture removal kits. A bunch of gauze and band-aids and looks like antibacterial stuff. Blood pressure. I'm not sure what those are. Milk of magnesia. Yum. Pain reliever. Tongue depressors. Syringes. Infection control kit. This is actually a patient wrote all this about using drugs. Crossroads, will you turn right or left? The devil gets you to try heroin, start selling, drugs aren't working anymore. Wow. Pool table. A little setup here. This little library.
It's crazy how some rooms in this place are extremely clean, and then some of them are just really decayed like this. This place has been closed for over 10 years now. The reason why it's not so much worse, especially in the area that it's in, is because they keep the power on and they keep the heat on. So in the winter, the pipes don't burst because there is still water and electric here on this island, because they still use part of the island for daycare. So there's actually some type of daycare or summer camp on another part of the island, and they're actually here right now. So we have to be very careful when we move from building to building. But I think we're gonna just stay inside this humongous building tonight and then get out early tomorrow and explore the other buildings. So this is one of the main photos that you see taken here of this staircase. You get a nice glow going through the door, coming through the windows because it's sunset right now. So that's the church over there. I don't know if we're gonna head over there today or not, but the church is pretty cool. Alright, so we're making our way to one of the other buildings. We're in the connector right now. There's just so much stuff left in here. Yeah, this is where I went to sleep.
I got a shot of you sleeping on that bench.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so much cooler now.
Yeah, so as I said earlier, I was so tired that I slept on this bench for like a couple hours. It was like as soon as we got here too. This is a big cafeteria here. As you can see, the cafeteria overlooks the water. There's a bunch of old photos on the wall. These are in the kitchen. There's the workshop schedule, August 2014. So that's actually the latest date I've seen so far. Wow, let's look how trashed the kitchen is. Alright, we're trying to go find this dormitory before the sun sets, so I'll keep it moving. So I'm not going to get a close-up on this, but it has people's social security numbers, which this type of information definitely should not just be laying around here. Lucky number 89.
B15. You went hard on
B3.
All right. So y'all go play the lottery. 89153. And when you win, we want half.
Yes.
You win the lottery, you'll be living like the island boy.
You'll be living like an island boy. So that's the auditorium. Not sure if we're gonna make it out there tonight, but it's pretty cool. There's also a library in there, and the library is really cool. Probably one of the best things to photograph here. It's a creepy looking hallway.
By the 2000s, Long Island Hospital was still in high demand for medical care. However, a large portion of the hospital complex was now being utilized for residential substance abuse treatment and as a homeless shelter. This shift was in large part due to the state of Massachusetts beginning to grapple with a deadly opiate epidemic correlating to a fast-growing number of homeless people within the city of Boston. The hospital's shelter and social service programs were highly praised by some, but many also opposed it and scrutinized the authorities for discrimination. Basically, they felt that moving the addicts, alcoholics, and homeless to an island only reinforced segregation, racism, and classism. Despite these concerns, the island went on to succeed and would go on to help save the lives of hundreds, if not thousands, of people who suffered from a vast array of mental health problems and other illnesses.
Look at this, all this toothpaste, boxes and boxes of toothpaste. Shaving cream, all sorts of shaving cream, razors. Look at the Bob Barker brand, straight up jail style. Of course they had it for in rehab. Look at Bob Barker razors. Deodorant gel. God, that reminds me of jail. Oh, God. Look at it. Toothbrushes around. Nuts. Female dorm. Wow, all these bunk beds in here. Wow. God, I can imagine how uncomfortable these mattresses were. It's wild that they're still in here lined up like this. A whole bunch of syringes and gauze. Hot compress. Exam table and sink over here.
You can see over here, they're all still full.
It's like they just got up and left everything as it was, and people have obviously ransacked it since then and gone through it, but God, it's crazy. Suitcases, people's shirts, water bottles. Jeez. Still got their names on it too. John McQuaid. Jeez. It's wild that the power is still on in here too.
There's some trash vending machines. It looks like everything in there is open and eaten by rats. Same with this one. This one's still on.
With the enormous Long Island Hospital approaching a decade of abandonment, we knew that we had to go explore this incredible place, as it would soon be gone forever.
Big open dorm area for the homeless people. This was the homeless shelter area for probably some of the men up here. This big open room full of bunk beds.
Island boy.
Just some island boys. Dude, that was a ghost.
So this is the back side of the hospital here. It's starting to get dark on our night here. There's the auditorium and library again as we get closer to it. And of course we hiked up from all the way down there.
Yeah, how the hell did that deer get over here?
That's crazy, dude.
So, the sun is setting. Look how windy it is. We planned on coming on an inflatable kayak today. We're out here on the basketball court right now. It's actually a pretty nice shot. These trees growing on the court in the foreground makes for some nice photos.
We walked around and explored for a while, but it got later and the end of the day was fast approaching, so we looked for a place to crash for our overnight explore. As I stood there and took it all in for a moment, I had no idea that this would become one of the most fun and wild experiences that I have ever had in this hobby. A time that I will never forget. As the sunset began to cast long shadows across the buildings, darkness soon fell upon us. The eerie silence permeated the desolate hallways of this once bustling hospital. The howling wind filtered through the broken windows and served as a somber backdrop to this forsaken place.
You can see darkness has fallen at the island hospital. Just checked this building. Not much to it. It's still cool though.
As the moonlight pierced through the black skies and upon the dilapidated buildings, we couldn't help but to feel an overwhelming sense of foreboding. Inexplicable noises echoed through the corridors, and the ghostly apparitions that are said to roam the grounds have turned this forgotten hospital into a place of both fascination and fear, especially when spending the night in such a place. On occasion, a constant low buzz could be heard coming from some of the dim, flickering lights. It was shocking to see that there was still power in a few of these buildings, unbelievably some 10 years after first closing down.
It's getting late now. It's dark outside. And we're in one of the buildings at the hospital here. Found some old log books. Hourly bed checks from 2013. Sign-in sheet or something.
Oh, head top. It's too tall.
Damn. We could just lay it down.
You're right, you're right.
No, dude, this thing looks clean. I don't know if these outlets work.
You don't think it's that? You think it's the outlet? Do you think it's this island? Do you want to take it to a different island?
We need to test it in an outlet that we know.
That we know is functioning.
All right. Finally
guys.
found the TV.
Let's see if this DVD player works.
Is there an open? It's over there,
Right
right
there.
there. Let's go.
Oh shit! We're good to go now.
All right.
Yeah, we gotta go get those DVDs too.
I got them. I got a whole stack already at camp.
Bro, we ready. Let's do it.
All right. Turn this off.
Close it. All right, so now. That's it. Oh, there it goes. Fuck, oh, I think it's wrapped.
All right, here.
The things we do for movies. Getting this extension cord so we can use it for the TV. Yeah. Nice. That's the extension cord right there.
All right.
Good to go. Yeah.
All right, so up one.
Yep.
It's 10 o'clock p.m. Did the TV turn off? Alright, hopefully it stays on because I have it on.
We good. We tried a DVD.
We haven't tried a DVD yet. Alright, we're about to set up the shop right now. This is where we're staying tonight. Found some cots. And we found some clean sheets.
We found the DVD for White Chicks.
Alright.
Oh man.
No?
I don't know. We'll see.
It's not working?
No, it looks pretty molded.
Well, hold on, let's wipe that up. What we got in there?
White Chicks.
Oh, let's go, dude. All right, it's time to eat some dinner.
Uncrustables.
Every year, they would celebrate Christmas together.
It's looking a lot better than it was an hour ago.
Now,
Are we there yet?
no, he's taking her kids on a little trip.
I have to pee.
You do not have to pee.
I'm sure the carpet is absorbing.
It's about to go way too far.
Thank you.
Open up.
You just let the sucker fall out. Where you go?
Sure, it may not have been the best night of sleep, but we certainly made the best of it, and when you're completely alone in an abandoned hospital, stranded on an island, this was definitely living it up. Taking full advantage of the cots, each of us were able to get a few hours of shut-eye. And when we woke up the next morning, there was an indescribable feeling that we had somehow become one with the Long Island Hospital.
Look at Benelight. I've been looking all over for you. Ew. Why are you talking to her? Clean it up, Cokewart.
Do you have any more of that? Well, don't hate me because you ain't me.
Can I have your attention, please? Gentlemen, get out your wallet. Because you'll be bidding on your date with somebody that's most eligible for the dress. First up, yours truly.
6?
5:30, 6 o'clock.
6 a.m.?
We just woke up. Bob slept like a king because he was prepared with a sleeping bag. He brought us night shoes, he brought shorts, sleeping bag. Me and Mooney roughed it.
Facts.
We literally brought some Crustables, 3 bottles of water, and some beef jerky, and that's about it.
Yes.
What do we have today? We got the church, we got the morgue,
Tunnels.
the tunnels,
We go to the old hospital as well. Might as
the
well.
old hospital.
Hell yeah.
We checked out like majority of the buildings, right?
The
Yesterday.
majority of the more modern stuff,
Yeah.
we took care of today.
So we still have 12 hours on the island, basically.
Hell yeah, we do.
Yep.
We're getting picked up at 5 o'clock today.
You gotta go play hide and seek.
Alright, so we're packing up camp. It's about 6, probably 6:15, 6:30 right now. And we're gonna head to the church first. Try and shoot the church before the light gets too harsh from the sun. This is gonna be a cold one today. It's really windy. It looks windier today than yesterday. There's white caps out in the water. No, this ain't the... You looking for the crossway?
Yeah.
It's this way.
Back there.
I went last night looking for the TV.
Upstairs in Quincy, they had all of the Quincy police phones being routed through up the top.
No, I didn't know this.
Yeah, I don't know if we got a shot, but they had like Quincy police servers in the like roof area of Quincy Hospital. It was weird.
That is weird.
Sunday, October 27th, 2002. Campus police list report. These are all, yeah, the campus police logs. OFC Faro denied entry over the bridge. First morning light in the church. I was hoping we didn't have harsh light. It's not too bad, but this is exactly how it was lit the first time I shot it, and I was hoping I would be able to get it without these harsh shadows between the pews. Sometimes it makes your photos look cool, but I already shot it like that, so I was hoping I could get it with this softer light, which maybe this afternoon might be better. All the stained glass is still intact in the church, which is nice to see. You can see how windy it is outside. It is so windy. Thank God we were able to get a boat ride. Wow. These cobwebs. So the church is starting to decay now. I don't believe last time I was here this part of the ceiling was collapsed. It's like the first panel out of the whole ceiling. Yep. So I think that just recently happened. Could be wrong, I'll double check my photos, but it wasn't like that a few years ago. The church was actually pretty clean when I was in here. Now you can see there's a lot of decay that's starting to happen from that roof. Lights are still on. Old rusted out candle holder.
Look at all this overgrown foliage. So amazing. So here's the building that we stayed in last night. And then as you pan over here, we explored some of these buildings in the night last night. We were pretty drained by the end of the night. So we didn't do too much night exploring, but we did a little bit.
So we're walking over to the morgue right now. It is freezing. We didn't really prepare for it to be this cold, to be honest. So we just got into another building. There's not much in here on the first floor, but some workout equipment in this little day room. Pretty decayed in here. And go walk through and see if there's anything else. Let's go. That's all the lawn equipment. So we just passed like a maintenance garage. There was a radio on. The door was open and all the landscaping tools were right by the door. And I don't think it was like that last night, so that was a little sketchy. Because they might start cutting the grass. And I heard once they do that, sometimes you can be stuck on one side of the property for a while. Here it is. Pretty sure this is the largest abandoned morgue in the United States. Amazing. 18 body core. And then right next to it is the autopsy table. So is the light.
On a nasty, grimy autopsy table. It's like a burn barrel.
I didn't take the best photos last time. I remember I was so tired. This was at the end of the day. We explored the morgue right before we were leaving. So, kind of excited to reshoot this room a little bit. I took like literally 4 photos and we left. I was just so unmotivated. That's what lack of sleep will do, even if you're at one of the best locations in the world. Look at all these spider webs in the window of the morgue.
This is by far one of the, probably the best morgue that I've ever seen. Biggest morgue for sure.
If it's not the best, then what's the best?
Good point. There's the lake, you can see it through there. Walk this way. That's what we're doing. Going over to the tunnels where the old wheelchairs are. And you can look back at the campus there.
A lot of old hospital beds down in the basement of this collapsed building. This one's really bad. You can see over there the floor is all collapsed. So right now we're in one of the original buildings on the property, built in the early 1900s. A lot of them have been demolished or collapsed. This one's still standing, and it actually leads to the tunnels that we're going to right now. Would you say 1893?
Yep.
Yeah, so this was, the building we're in right now was built in 1893.
It's like a hole in the wall here. You step through and there's a bunch of old wheelchairs in here, which is really cool. All grimy. Another one back here. So cool. They're all rusted out. Look at how old this building is. One of the original ones from 1893 when this place was first built.
You see that collapsed bookshelf over there? All that paperwork still on it. This building's over 120 years old.
Someone's been moved on.
Here's one of the famous shots here. There's a bunch of really old wheelchairs in the hallway.
Yep.
Honestly, we're just pulling down this way.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's got a ward stamp on the back of one of the old wooden wheelchairs here at the hospital. And this one actually is handwritten. Ward D. These wheelchairs could be 80 to 100 years old. I love it. Ward. Super cool.
A lot of nails sticking up.
I also don't know how collapsed it is now.
So we just got into the original hospital. So a lot of this is collapsed. It still has some of the beds in here.
Yeah, this is the original hospital building here. Probably 1800s. Super cool that it's still got the ironwork. This ironwork is just incredible. Look at this. Goes all the way up. $1959. Daily attendance sheet from 1959. Look at that. shoes, look at that. Oh, that's cool. Old, like, desk table thing there.
Out this window, there's a patient bed stuck in a tree. And it got cold out. It got really cold.
Oh yeah.
I did not prepare for the weather. So this room's got an old ironing board and an old bed in it. There's not much left in the old hospital. Just some beds really. And it's really, really decayed and almost completely collapsed. You got Bob over there shooting a photo through the hole in the wall of the bed, and then you got this collapsed staircase in the background. Got another bed over there. Let's see what else is in this place. Got a bed over here. Then you just got this door standing with no walls. Another collapsed staircase. So Bob's shooting.
This is all ironwork. It's incredible. All original. I bet this is 1893 right here. It's amazing, dude. Jeez. Look at this room. Still got drapes hanging. Trash can, a pillow. Could have used that last night, man. Desk over there. Old iron frame. That's crazy. Blanket still on there and everything.
Oh yeah, I definitely didn't see this last time.
No. I think I've only been here once or twice before. I love this area though.
Yeah, it's dope.
So I got into this area and there's a few beds. And these windows are wide open, so the leaves have like come in naturally onto the beds, which is pretty cool. Almost looks like some European stuff.
That's perfect, you know, character. Wow.
So these journals of nursing are from 1956. It's amazing. Wow, fundamentals of nursing.
I can't tell.
Wow.
Drudgery.
So we're heading to the auditorium and library and chapel. This building is huge. It's so windy out here because we're up on a hill too. So we're elevated. So this is the auditorium, I'm sure, where they held the meetings and rehearsals and all that stuff over the years. This building is super old too. It's falling apart badly. It's got serious decay.
So I believe last time I was here, this is the auditorium. I believe all those windows were still intact. They're all blown out now. They fell in. But I believe they were like this, but they still had the windows. Now a lot of them are starting to fall out. Trees and ivy starting to grow inside the place. Here's the stage. I don't think some of these buildings are going to last too much longer, because they have some really harsh winters up here. The old piano left up on the stage. You're gonna see the wind is just whipping outside right now. There's whitecaps out there in the water. And we're supposed to be getting picked up in about 3 hours. And it does not look like the wind is dying down. So it's gonna make it pretty rough trying to get on the boat.
So this is the Protestant chapel of St. Luke, the beloved physician. It's got some colorful glass on each side too. Let's go take a peek in here. Small little chapel from the Protestants. Couple of chairs right here. Some colorful glass. And a pan of the chapel again, this way. You can see the windows a little better and you're not getting all the blowout from the sun out there. Into the library here. Old books, bunch of old books. They're all rotted away and withering away. Look at this. It's pretty cool. They're all still here.
Some of this bookshelf has collapsed since the last time I've been here. So I'll kind of flash a before and after photo on what it looked like 4 years ago. a lot of these books were still up on the shelf. And there was a couple shelves that were like this one that were curved, like 2 or 3 of them that were curved that haven't collapsed yet and made the photos pretty cool looking. But now most of those books are all on the ground. There's a couple of these light fixtures that are hanging throughout the library. They had some nice symmetry to the photos. See the ceiling starting to collapse up there. All right, so real quick, you officially shot the whole island.
Yes. Done. 24 hours on the island. Tired, cold down, but it was an incredible experience, man. There's nothing like this. There's nothing I'd rather be doing than being here, exploring. We spent coming up on 24 hours right now, and it's been one hell of an experience.
Is there any other location in America you've wanted to shoot as long as you wanted to shoot this place?
No, this was definitely on the list for the longest. I've been able to get some out of the way over the years, but this one always lingered because what you gonna do, swim out here? So you have to get away out here. So we finally made it happen. Thanks to Mooney, thanks to you, got it done.
Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit, dude.
Yeah! Hey, go good, boys.
Good?
Yeah, man.
Great work, Captain.
All right, Cap.
Holy shit.
That was rough, huh?
That was rough.
Man. I'm glad you brought help.
That was rough, dude.
It's scary, bro.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, thank you again. Lifesaver.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's a guy in a yellow jacket right over there. We just seen him.
Since 2018, when then Boston Mayor Marty Walsh announced his $92 million project to rebuild Long Island Bridge and construct a new drug treatment, there has been an intensifying disagreement over Long Island. The city of Boston wanted to reopen Long Island Hospital, but the city of Quincy long contested the construction of a new bridge, claiming that it would drastically increase traffic throughout their city. The heated debate between the two cities delayed the project for several years, but never derailed it. Any and all protesting fell on deaf ears, and in the end, the bridge will be built once again. Finally, in 2023, it was announced that the city of Boston had received the required permits and another $38 million in funding to renovate the hospital's aging buildings, as well as another $81 million to help rebuild the Long Island Bridge. As of 2024, renovation work is underway, and the once quiet and peaceful island is now a full-on construction site. In the near future, it will be a brand new state-of-the-art hustling and bustling treatment center, sticking to its original roots and its now centuries-old mission statement. And that's going to take us to the conclusion of today's video on the abandoned Long Island Hospital in Boston, Massachusetts. This documentary style video was truly something special for us, as it had been years in the making. It had pretty much been a bucket list location for us ever since we both saw the photograph surface online over a decade ago. And one more important note, please do not try to go to Long Island Hospital, as it is not only extremely dangerous, but it is now a full construction zone on private property, and you will almost certainly be arrested. For more photos from Long Island Hospital, as well as our other locations, check out our website at abandonedcentral.com. And don't forget, subscribe to Abandoned Central on YouTube so that you'll miss any of our upcoming videos. Thank you for all your support.